This is Alex Williams coming to you directly and in high definition on the Spirit Broadcast Network, which is everywhere you want to be. To have peace, teach peace, to learn it. Here we go. My mind is preoccupied with past thoughts. When this idea is born in your mind and utilized, one will know its great value. The past is gone. That's the most we can say about it. Whenever I notice a thought that is about the past, I gently acknowledge that my mind is blank, then I bring it back to now. In relation to the lesson yesterday, I see only the past. This idea shifts from sight to thought. Since we see in pictures, these thoughts are images I have made, it is necessary to combine inner and what one might think of as outer worlds. Since what we see is a reflection of our thoughts, one must come to know the two are the same. This might be considered to be similar to the idea that everything here is connected. But why worry about any of this, you might ask? It is our thoughts alone that bring us pain. Nothing outside of our mind can cause anything. In the purification of our thoughts is our divinity and happiness found. If the world is an outside picture of an inward condition, then to purify our thoughts would be to purify our surroundings and what we see and experience. I like to think of this as a mental construct in which one may travel anywhere. What other way of seeing is there, one might ask? Once I was walking in the woods with my dog Mia. We came upon a doe and her fawn standing only a few feet away off the path. I gently reached down, slowly picked up little Mia, and pointed with my finger right at the deer. Mia could not see the deer because she had never encountered one. The image of a deer did not exist in her mind. I kept pointing, and she kept scanning the forest, trying to see. A similar popular story exists in which Columbus was approaching the Americas, where several indigenous tribesmen were standing on a cliff overlooking the ocean. The Indians could see the result of Columbus's boat wakes and the sound of them hitting on the water, but failed to see the boats. One of them ran to fetch the medicine man who saw the boats. He then touched the others on the forehead so that they could see. One may know of several examples of these ideas, such as Plato's allegory of the cave, or any number of Einstein equations. Many inventors over the centuries have been able to see things that others did not. I would say that if one's experience here is not bringing joy, then change that experience by returning back to zero everything. I might even go so far as to recommend that even if it is bringing joy, do it anyway. In this line of thought, there are many different dimensions right here and now within this plane of existence that may be experienced. The background for all of them is the mind. The mind will always be. The mind is the all and the always. The one common denominator that is the foundation of this experience. I won't get into the idea that it was made by you, for that is not necessary at this time. As long as the perception lasts, the underlying current will be the mind, not to be confused with the brain. The mind is not local. The mind is a non-local source. In Plato's allegory of the cave, he explains the idea that one can come to see the divine, new heaven and new earth while apparently still in this plane of existence. Many have attempted to relay this new experience, as in Jesus is saying, the kingdom of heaven is laid out before man, though he sees it not. I might be so bold as to reinterpret this to his other saying, the kingdom of heaven is within. This makes sense to me, since it's all mind. The idea for today is to learn how to erase old ways of thinking to bring about a new experience. The fact that our minds are preoccupied with past thoughts is a hindrance to this new way of seeing. In the same way that my dog could not see the deer, one can erase seeing in the old ways, which includes seeing all of our old hurts and pains. The blind man learns his way around the world in painful ways. Never does he learn that there are many doorways, experiences, and dimensions in which he could enter. He merely resides in his prison cell of existing constructs and limits learned through fear. I highly recommend thinking about what you're thinking about. When one notices that he is thinking about the past, acknowledge that the mind is blank. No one wants to go through life with a blank mind. We have no neutral thoughts. However, if one can get it as close as possible to neutral, something happens. A bridge from this world to the next appears. As we will see as we advance in the course upon this clean and untarnished mind, the great meaning of the love as well as the experience of the divine will rush in. This clean, untarnished mind exists in this very holy instant. The healed mind finds no need to activate the past, organize the present, or plan the future. Why? Because the healed mind is in nirvana. Therefore, it realizes there is nowhere to go and ultimately nothing to do. What you seek is causing you to seek. The memory of everything is in your mind, calling you back.